the NBA, let's get over to college. Why? Because the men's
What's it gonna
NCAA
do?
tournament continues tonight with a late
Rotate
game
the
on
device.
at
Already
10:07
rotated device.
Eastern Standard Time. That's tip-off time.
I don't know what it's
Gonzaga
doing.
taking on Florida State. A couple games already in progress. Michigan and Texas A&M, Kentucky and Kansas. That's going to be a great game starting at 9:30.
Rotate the device.
Eastern. And let's not forget about the women. The women's Division
How do
II
I?
tournament is happening as well. With
What
a
is
game
wrong
starting at
with
9:30
the
p.m.
rotate the device? Okay, I've done did some crazy. I got two people in the room. I done did some craziness with rotate the device. Maybe. Yeah, but I want to go this way. Why is it messing with me? Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see if we can get the settings here. No. What have I done? Let's see, is that for that? Really? Does that mean, is everybody watching this sideways? Somebody tell me what I've done and what's going on with this. This thing is 10 kinds of crazy right now. Really? Really? Man, what have I done? I got 6 people in the room. Are y'all looking at it sideways? Let's see. In the live feed, rotate it and start all over. Oh. Okay. Hold tight. I'm on. I have to end the and start all over. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see. Oh shoot. That's gonna be difficult to do. So maybe same thing. It's doing the same thing. Rotate device. Man. Really? Man, really? Okay, so I got a question. Then. Let's see if I can get this squared up. Oh man, it ain't gonna be happy no matter what I do. Wow. Is that view bothersome for people to look at? Maybe y'all can help me with that. I don't know. Maybe I do need to finish it and restart the whole deal. Paul Wall could have said it better. 1, 2, and laughing. Y'all gonna mess with me about this. Is this an okay view? Is everybody happy with this? Is this gonna work? Man, craziness. Somebody give me a comment. I got a thumbs up. So let's see. Damn driving night. Better talking. That clearance. Yeah. So hey, can we do it just like this? Is everybody cool with this view? I just need to know if y'all are cool with this view and we can just roll like this. That's cool, my bro. Okay, thank you. Elijah, you said it for everybody. So if they don't like it, blame Elijah. He did it. He turned my truck upside down and I was under a low bridge. Look. Thank you. All right, so here's what we got going on, people. I will give you a brief, because, you know, thank you, Perry Roberts. Okay, so, but this is everybody's channel. I make this for everybody. Now check this out. All right. Basically, it's like this. We got drivers driving under bridges and don't know what their height is in the first place. And so I'm gonna put it out there right now. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna make it a secret. I measured my 2016 Freightliner with brand new 22.5 tires. Those are low pro 22.5s, that's standard. Everybody runs those. If you're running tall rubber 24.5s, you got another 1 to 2 inches max, but brand new tires, brand new truck, good leveling valve, fixed fifth wheel, okay? So should still be exactly the same height as your other fifth wheel if you have a sliding one. I had a car hauler. I know lots of car haulers, but this guy I just happened to be talking to. And I'm telling him, I'm like, man, these trucks keep hitting the can opener bridge and they're gonna dig under it, right? Up there in Indiana, I believe it is, or Kentucky. I got notes on that. Look, just going off the fly though, I was talking to this guy about it and I says, look, I says, we gotta straighten these guys out on this, because the other day, hell, I guess it was months back, I talked to the Road Dog Radio Network because they had a question that they posed for drivers, and they said, drivers, what is the standard height of an 18-wheeler? No less than 5 or 6 guys called in and said 13.6, 13.6, sound like a parrot show. And I'm like, okay, well, no, that's Jamie Foxx. So the thing is, I'm gonna try not to read this scroll, y'all gonna have me laughing. Yeah, but here's the thing though, it's not really 13.6. That's what you're looking for, that's the magic number on a bridge. Now, the Federal Highway Vehicle, the Department of Transportation says if they build a bridge, it has to be no less than 16 feet on a major interstate. However, there are roads that we go through, especially in, Chicago, where I go a lot, and I know, I've been through some low ones, that they built them back when there was horse and buggies. They didn't even have 18-wheelers. Those roads were not made for trucks. There were no trucks. So, I'm gonna straighten y'all out. I was talking to the radio program about it because they had a question they posed to everybody, and they said, hey, look, everybody call in and tell us whoever can tell us the answer to this question, what's the standard height for an 18-wheeler? And everybody said 13.6. Well, here's the problem. The problem is, no, lower than that. I'm gonna give you even lower than that, bro. So check this out. So they called in, everybody said 13.6, and they said, okay, well, we'll give you, that's the right answer and whatever. I call in afterwards and I talk to the call screener. I says, dude, that's misinformation. He's put 11 foot, 12. There's an 11.8 bridge video you gotta watch there. They're all hitting it, even rental little bitty U-Hauls. So here's the thing. Keeping on topic here, I'm not gonna look at that screen. Y'all got me a little bit distracted. And I appreciate all the people in the room, but check this out. And y'all can keep blowing it up, it's funny, but here's the thing. I called up there and I said, hey dude, look, that's wrong. That's misinformation and disinformation. He says, well, we got 5 other drivers that say different. I said, no, brother, trust me, I run Chicago a lot, and I know I've been doing this 24, 25 years, man. Look, everything's different, but I can break it down for you. If a bridge is marked 13.6, okay, every 18-wheeler in the nation that is also 13.6 would hit that bridge. You gotta trust me. There's no trucks out here other than specialized or with a extra high fifth wheel slider kind of thing that they put some kind of cap on there so they ain't gotta grease it. Or some of them have extra high fifth wheels so that they can dump tankers and be on an angle, okay? You're not 13.6. So I told him that. He said, hey, I appreciate that. And I said, look, I'll do a video on it at some point. And he knew about my channel. He's like, hey, yeah, do that. Well, I did a video and I was gonna put it up, and it's been a while that I was gonna put some other stuff up. But then I'm talking to a car hauler at the gas station, fuel stop. And I said, hey, look, dude, I've been talking, and I told him about the radio program. I says, look, y'all measure cars all day long. What do you go by? He says, well, we pretty much keep it under 13.6. He says, but I'll tell you what we're gonna do. He said, we'll put this to rest right now. He says, I will measure your truck with my stick. Now, these guys carry a stick in their truck. They also carry keys. If you ever, if you ever get locked out of a car, get in touch with a car hauler. They'll get you in it. So, but here's the thing. They got Slim Jims and all that. Here's the thing, though. So he just pulls his stick out like it ain't nothing, because he does it all day long. And he measured the top of my trailer, and I'm going to tell you what it was. With brand new tires, 22.5s, 2016 Freightliner, and the trailer is the height that he measured, not my tractor. And I was lightweight, so it was up higher. 13.2. He said some of them be 13.4 if you got tall rubber, if you're running 24.5s, but I've got brand new Michelins. Almost a full 32, 30 seconds. So, you're pretty much 13.2. Now, you could take your truck to a scale house, and I think they do measure over height stuff, so they could probably measure for you. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna drop that video showing him with the stick, and anybody that has an argument with that can argue with the stick. I'm being honest, I'm trying to put out the truth out there just to put this to bed. You are 13.2 to 13.4. You are not 13.6. However, if they glued a GPS device up on top of your truck and you were 13.2, you are now 13.3 or whatever. But if you're bumping under a bridge on a, going 60 mile an hour and you hit a bump or something, or if it's snowpack or if it's ice, everybody knows that. But here's what they're doing. Up there at the can opener bridge, they're having to dig under the bridge to make, because it's too expensive to raise the bridge and there's a train grade, you'd have to go miles out and miles out to make the train people happy. So they're digging under it. It's gonna be like 3 months downtime, maybe 6, and it's gonna make some people pissed off. And so they told them ahead of time, hey look, here's what's going on. And so I'm gonna say some stuff. Number one, when you're routing a route, there are low bridges in the South, people, not just Chicago. Alabama, for instance, they spelled Phoenix City different than the rising bird that comes up from the ashes, Phoenix, or Phoenix, Arizona. It's not P-H-O-E-N-I-X, it's P-H-E-N-I-X. Phoenix City, spelled P-H-E-N-I-X, Alabama. You look at that on the map and you route a route from Columbus, Georgia to Phoenix City, Alabama, and you will run right under a very low bridge, like a 12 something, okay? 12 foot something bridge. There's a neighborhood that you go around it. I-35 in Austin, you go on the lower side, the bridges there are 13.6. Yeah, and 13.6 is good, okay? Now, if you got snowpack on top of your trailer, you're gonna feel that pull when it pulls back. Ask me how I know. Yeah, these are old time stories I got for you where you pick up a trailer with a snowdrift on it. But now they got scrapers for that. They don't want you dumping snow on the highway behind you. It could cause a trouble. If there's a car behind you, you definitely don't want to do it. You'd stop first. So the thing is, there's a bridge in Alabama. There's lots of bridges in Alabama, but there's that one that's a main thoroughfare going from Columbus to Phoenix City, Alabama. And you have to go, it's not a dog leg, it's a full U circle that you're going through a neighborhood and rerouted around it. It gives you a little bit of a warning, but don't go through there tired and miss that, or you'll be eating up a train track and you'll be paying for it. And eating off the top of your truck, you probably just rip the top of your truck off. Trailer anyways. Truck and trailer on that one. You'd be having a convertible. So, Chicago, there are some low bridges that are marked actually lower than they actually are, so you can't go by that. And there are some that are marked correctly, but that you can still get under, that trucks go under, that are, you're talking about like, 13.4. It's scary, or 13.3. So you see him go under there, you're like, well, he went under there. Well, that's a little bit dicey too. So I used to run a tanker. I was going under some way low stuff. There was some places that I had to go under a super low bridge, but I was cab high with a doghouse sleeper on the back, and then I was mid-roof after that. But the tank itself was not that tall. Now, your tractor itself is even less than the 13.2 of every low clearance, okay? So the tractor you're driving, I'm in a condo, okay? There is cab high, okay? And then that's flat all the way across. Then there's raised roof, which is a little bit of a raise. Then there's there's mid roof, and then there with a little bit of a raise. Then there's raised roof, which is like a double hump kind of thing. And then there's a full condo. Okay, it's still not quite as tall as the 18-wheeler trailer. Some are as much as a foot lower, but most are like about 2 to 6 inches lower than the trailer. But you don't want to chance this stuff. It's an expensive proposition to try to slide a $200,000 18-wheeler under I worked a long time ago for a grocery warehouse. There was this guy, he was a trip. He's like, man, we went out there, we went on that bridge, and he says, and we went real slow under it. He said, and we tapped it, and the other guy that was with me says, we hit. We hit. Well, let me tell you how they got under the bridge. This is no lie. They let the air out of all of their tires and inched up, and oh, we hit again. And by the time they was on the other side, they needed air, but they made it under the bridge. But oh, I got you. Hey, do what you got to do there, Daniel. Appreciate you checking in. But hey, 13.6 is your magic number, but you are lower than that. But so yeah, they have all the. That's what I was going to get to. Yeah, you definitely want to route your plan your route. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna tell you about some stories that I've personally had to deal with. Okay. And talking shop this late in the week and all, I'm just putting it out. I meant to do it the other day, but it's a good time to do it. So I hope you don't mind, and then we'll get on to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. And I'll eat my sandwiches here that I've got from this place. But here's the thing. Basically, I had a load that went from Colorado over across the GW Bridge, the George Washington Bridge in New York. What I had was a 3-stop with Emerson, New Jersey, and then a Jericho and Melville, New York. Fine. The Emerson, New Jersey, if you look at Emerson, New Jersey on a map, they have a low bridge in that sector, and there is no legal or correct or proper way to get in there. Yeah, no cigars tonight. There's cigars every night. I got one that's lit. I'm gonna eat first. I got you there, Perry. So here's the thing. It's a Perdomo Lot 23 night. So check this out. So when I planned my route, I saw Emerson, New Jersey. You can look up Emerson, E-M-E-R-S-O-N, Emerson, E-M-E-R-S-O-N, New Jersey, on a map, and you can check it out. And there's a low bridge in that sector, and there's no good legal way to go there. Some of them are even no truck routes. You come in from the bottom, I want to say it's something like Highway 11, but the point is, at that point, you look at the front of the map book. You look up the New Jersey State Police, and you look up their local police, and you call them, and you say, hey, look, I've got a load going into this little town, and I'm not trying to tear your town up. And you say it just like that. You say, I'm not trying to tear your town up. I would appreciate if you tell me the proper way that you let trucks in there. There's a Washington Mutual up there. At Washington Mutual, I'm the one that brought you your cabinets. I hope you liked them. They came all the way from Colorado, and it was a pain to get them to you. So, that's in Emerson, New Jersey. And there's a gas station right next to it. It's got the Trentonian newspaper, so I know it's close to Trenton. So, yeah, so to get in there, it was illegal, but they told me that I was allowed. You're going to find that there are also no trucks allowed, no through trucks, but there's places that you got to deliver to that you can go in there and then come back out, but you're not supposed to go through. Just because they made it an ordinance. A lot are because of weight laws. Now, the one lady that was a driver that crushed that bridge, that was an old, you know, trestle type bridge, it wasn't fully covered. She destroyed that and it sunk in and stuff. She tried to shove it in there like a shoe in a shoebox. Basically, she messed up real bad. And it was the weight limit on the bridge. She said she couldn't do the math fast enough and she's riding down the road. So I'll go ahead and do the math for you. All right. You got 80,000 pounds is your limit. Split that in half. Half of 80 is 40. 40 tons all day long. That's your max. Now, technically, a ton is just a hair over 2,000 pounds. But we're just going to go with it being 2,000 pounds. Okay? 40,000 pounds. If it says no loads, I'm sorry, 40 tons, what am I saying? 80,000 pounds, 40 tons. If they say no loads over 40 tons, or under, I'm sorry, what am I saying? Over, yeah, over 40 tons. Usually it's a 50-ton bridge. If they say no loads over 40, if you are under gross, you're legal to go across it. Okay? However, there's times when you got, you know, if it's a longer bridge, you don't want 4, 5, or 10 trucks on there. There's some narrow bridges you don't want to cross. If you're trying to connect, they're so narrow, you just about hit mirrors. They're scary. I've got video of me crossing a few of them, that one a few times. between I-24 that comes out of Tennessee and goes over to Illinois and then goes up 57. If you're trying to get from over on the side of 55 and get over to 24, you know, or from 55 to 57 basically, and to get over to 24 and cross through Cairo, well, there's a problem because that bridge, it does a dog leg, it's scary, it's narrow, you just don't want to do it, but you can do it. So it's legal, but it's kind of not really something you want to do. So I wanted to get this out there because there's even videos. I'll put the link to the guy with the 12.8 or 11.8 bridge. There's 11-foot 8-inch bridge that even cars, people, I'm sorry, who usually drive cars are renting U-Hauls and going under this bridge and hitting it every single swinging time because it's so low. And there's video of it that the guy put from his camera of his business. He got so tired of it happening, he started putting it up on YouTube, and he makes all kinds of money, people watching it all day long. There's, you know, over 400 times that one place in, I think, North Carolina was hit. That place there was a lot more. So I'll put a link up to those on the description, and I'm gonna drop my video that shows the guy measuring my trailer after I get off this live stream. So I just wanted to put it out there. You're not 13.6. That's something you've been brainwashed into, you know, that number's been in your head, and you're thinking 13.6, but you're about 13.2, maybe 13.4, and don't push it. The number you're looking for on the bridge, though, is 13.6. So you're good. So don't freak out when you see 13.6. Snowpacked, though, and paved, if it's just been repaved, that could be a problem. So, you know, that is something that the people, you got to stop hitting these bridges, man. I mean, they don't build them that fast, and everybody has to route around it when it happens. You're going to lose your license and probably your ability to drive a truck. You'd be on the couch. So, and actually, my grandfather helped build the Trenton Makes World Takes Bridge up in New Jersey, and it took a crew of them a very long time. They don't just build them; they, you know, just come up real fast, and repairing them takes a long time. So then we have to route around them, and we got construction traffic. There's enough construction traffic without tearing stuff up. So quit tearing up towns, people, and before you do, know your height. Have your truck measured if you got a question. Tell your company you want to know your height. And stay out of Chicago. Definitely don't go into New York boroughs. It's illegal to take an 18-wheeler down there, and they're still doing it all the time. The boroughs of New York, anything over like I think a 40 or 35 foot or 25 foot pup or something like that is illegal. They will write you a ticket. First, they'll help you back down. Oh, the State Patrol will be real nice. Oh yeah, I'll help you back up, and then he'll write you the ticket, and it'll be like thousands of dollars. Not a good plan. And if you back into a dock that's tight and you're sticking out, you don't have the right to block the roadway. You have to drop that trailer and get out from under it if there's a problem, if you can't let at least one lane of traffic by. So to keep you from getting tickets, to keep you from having these troubles, and to let you know that they're out there, there are low bridges everywhere. You got to look in your map book, and then go into the front of it and call the State Patrol if there's a problem and you're going through that area. And then, you know, like I said, use your map book. And it's got to be a trucker's atlas, not a car map book. You got to have a trucker's atlas. And plan your route. Because you may not know that there's a low bridge there, and you cannot know all these things. I don't even know where all of them in the United States are. I know where a lot of them are, though. And there's some in Chicago that, you know, you're like, man, that 18-wheeler just went up under there. Yeah, it might have been marked lower and they dug under it, you know. They may be planning on repaving it afterwards and make it right back up to that level too. So one week it might be one height, the next week it might be a different height. And they just don't move the trains. It costs way too much. They'd have to go way on down the line. So the best they're doing with the can openers, they're tunneling under it. And then, you know, I mean, I can show you real quick. I'll give you a little quick clip of a video, and I don't know how it'll turn up. And oh, a few years back, 2014 I think it was, some dude in South Africa was driving on a roadway. They have interstates there, and he had a giraffe. Now the truck was like a convertible trailer. The top was gone. No top to the trailer. The giraffe stuck out up the top, of course, because he's tall. And his neck's way up. He hit a bridge with the giraffe. The giraffe got hit in the head and mangled it. It died from its injuries. It was his giraffe. But if you have a giraffe, you know, I don't know what to tell people. There's all these things that people keep pushing the envelope. It's like you would think you wouldn't have to say, hey, if you have a giraffe, or hey, if you know, are driving through here, don't try to squeeze your truck under that. And for God's sakes, don't tear up the little stores like the Burger Kings, White Castle. You know, the Beastie Boys got thrown out, you know. But don't get thrown out. Don't go to the White Castle. I like it. Don't be tearing up my White Castle. But they've got low bars around the White Castle. Anytime you're around any of those little stores that bar up, some of these Walmarts are barred up, you know how they doing, and man, a lot of them have awnings sticking out, not much warning. Don't be tearing stuff up. So I'll try to play this, and I don't know if my camera will pick this up, but this guy that was under that train trestle, and this is somebody else's video, I can put a link to it, but maybe we can pick this up. I don't know. We shall see. This guy, he had a bad day, you know, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to bring up signal while I'm trying to tether here. You know what? Give me a second here, because I'm gonna put a link in the description for this. But it's one of those situations where he just kept trying, and then the police showed up. Well, look, no worries. You can see what happened, just like in the picture that I took. And then there's a train above. When he first got there, and there's the police officer. When he first got there, all it was him, and he made it that far, and he kept pulling and pulling. Man, don't do it in the first place. But if you're at that point, just stop. You're just causing damage. And you know, the truth is, the answer is that a wrecker is going to come up, and they're going to let the air out of your tires, because if you made it that far, you're going to be pulled out. You know, it killed out. So that's what I want to talk about, because it's so bad that they're having to lower a bridge. There's one in North Carolina. Like I said, I had a few notes that I even took on some of the stuff I wrote down. I was like, hey, I'm gonna bring this up, I'll bring this up. But I was a little ill prepared for this live feed, as you can see, because the phone went up sideways. You know, is what it is. But I just wanted to bring what I could to you. And let's see if I can. Let's see what we got here. The can opener is near the college in, it's either Indiana or Kentucky. Let's see here. There's a 12-foot 4-inch bridge that's hitting a lot of them. And let's see here. There's an 11-8 bridge. Let's see. There's one in, I believe it's Delaware, Ohio, that was getting hit. In Russia recently, a guy was transporting a crane. The crane hit the bridge and it killed the biker behind him. So you got residual damage behind you, you know. In Westwood, Boston, a lobster truck hit a railroad track. That was kind of crazy. There was, like, you know, lobsters, you know, getting out. In Huxley, Iowa, that was back in 2014. I remembered that when a dump truck hit the I-35 overpass. It's going to take them 3 months to lower the road, the Virginia Avenue Bridge in downtown Indianapolis. That's what they're calling it. That's the one they call the can opener, and they've hit it 400 times. There's one that's on ABC News Report that was North Carolina. That's a railroad bridge that they call it the can opener also in Durham, you know, Durham is how they spell it, Durham, North Carolina. So y'all can look that stuff up. But yeah, I figured I'd put that out there. Anybody wants to comment for a bit, and I'm gonna kick back, listen to a little bit of music, have the rest of my sandwich. I appreciate y'all showing up. You're not 13.6. You've been demoted, everybody. So don't be calling radio programs saying you're 13.6. You are 13.2 to 13.4, depending. And if you are a tanker driver that's cab high, you're a lot lower than that. You're in the 12s. But know what you are before you go up into Chicago, and don't freak out if you go under some low bridges. If you're in a tanker that's cab high, that's part of the reason they got you that high. The other part is so you can go under the rack and under some of these pipes that they have in some of these companies. That's what I had to do before, and that's some scary mess, because you don't know them steam pipes, man. Steam is powerful, and you do not want to hit one of those. It would kill you, or it could have chemicals in it. So yeah, know what you got. Know before you go. Plan your route, every single run, and check it on your trucker's atlas, not a car map. And don't just hit your GPS and, well, I'm going on a truck route, because of the fact that, hey, if you don't route it on paper and that GPS goes down, or if they route you off the road, you're gonna hit something. I'm back. Okay, I got you, bro. Hey, now y'all can make all kinds of fun. And it's okay if you make me laugh now. I was trying to stay on topic and get it right. Y'all had me laughing. But yeah, I'm just trying to set the record straight. And I'm gonna drop a video directly after I get off this. It's a real short video. The car hauler was nice enough. He's like, well, we'll measure your truck right now. And he did it. Yeah, pre-plan is a must. Yeah, man, anymore, DEF fluid is becoming frozen. And they even shut off their pumps at below freezing, because they say it messes up their pumps. So even though they could pump it, they're shutting you down. Keep DEF fluid in your truck and keep it half full, because it crystallizes in your tank and in your lines. And that is why you get your problems with your DEF fluid too. That stuff crystallizes, so keep it full, and it won't do it because there's no oxygen in there to make it happen. But yeah, having problems with DEF fluid, but also having problems, you know, hey, there's, you know, fuel problem too. That pig pissed. Okay. I'm eating a barbecue sandwich right now, but this is chicken. So yeah, I'm hoping everybody's on the same blue cap truck for me. I hear you. I'm hoping that everybody is on the same page now. And if you don't know what you are, like I said, a car hauler can measure you. You could go to the scale house. You could have your company measure you. Somebody will help you out. And know that all day long, 80,000 pounds is pretty well 40 tons. If it says, most of them say 50 tons, but if it says, you know, no more than 40 tons, as long as you're not over on gross, you're still legal. But you don't want to go any lower than 40. You know, that's dicey, very dicey. So, and I'm not sure what's up with my tunes here. Let's say 47 is what I'm looking for. So, no, that's not good. I don't know where I'm at. I had some reggae, I had all kinds of stuff, and I couldn't get my other device tethered, and now this one's sideways, so there you go. How's everybody doing tonight? What y'all up to? I'm just eating, and I got shut down. I was going to show you the sunset. It went away before I could get it worked out. I couldn't even get stream, and then I got sideways. All they could give me was sideways stream. They won't even give me a straight stream. Isn't that crooked? This is crooked. Yeah, so the Google gods don't like me today. Yeah. Yeah, you can bypass the DEF system, but you can't go to California then, which I ain't lost nothing in California, ain't going there, but yeah, got too many laws for me. But then also, if you're under warranty, they won't honor your warranty, and a lot of shops will tell you they're not allowed to work on it. You gotta know which ones will work on it. I work on a lot of stuff myself, but yeah. So I'll tell you, you gotta know these trucks. You gotta know everything. They don't teach you this stuff in trucking school. They'll give you some kind of innocuous answer, and they're teaching people they're 13.6 evidently. And then you get out there and you're in a tanker and you're still thinking you're 13.6 and you're freaking out when they're having you run under pipes that got tags on them saying 12 stuff, you know. I hope your week went good, everybody. Mine did okay. Kind of tanked out at the end. Kind of is what it is. I do have stream. It's just sideways stream. I did my video on, you know, low bridges and stuff and teaching stuff, but it ain't. It's gonna be less than perfect. It is what it is. I got other live streams I'm gonna do though. See how we're controlling my mouth on this forward. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta hold your tongue. They do things that. Well, I'll put it to you like this. I've got enough dash cam video from stupidity and getting cut off and all the things that they do, even down to them trying to brake check me for no reason, that I could quit trucking today and just full-time edit videos and put them up, and I would not run out for at least 2 months. So they can keep being stupid and I'll keep hitting the button, you know, and then it records the loop and then I'll put it up and then you'll get to see it. So at some point when you start seeing a whole bunch of dash cam videos, it didn't happen yesterday, it happened on back. I still got video where I changed my shock out front. I got you know, on the other truck, I've got a lot of stuff I've got to edit, put up. CB mounts. I was going to do a live stream tonight, just yesterday. Guy didn't have a CB. He almost bumped another truck at the truck stop. Could have been bad for him. We're all hollering him on the CB. No answer. So I bright lighted him. That's the first thing I thought to do, and he stopped. Thank God. And so, because there was a reefer unit on the front of that trailer, he was about to tap that. So we got him straightened out. He got in a parking spot, a different parking spot. He gave up on that one, and I talked to him. I told him about my channel, and I said, "Hey, dude, check this out. You know, get a CB radio." I showed him, you know, told him where the power was to hook it up and all that. And so I was like, "We're trying to help you." He's like, "Yeah, they's probably yelling at me." I was like, "No, it wasn't that bad, but they were trying to holler at you and get your attention. You gotta have a CB radio, guys. Especially, I know the trainers are like, oh, it's a distraction. I know companies saying, oh, it's a distraction. That's bullshit. I'll tell you right now. You need it because people are helping you to get over. They're telling you when there's a backup up ahead because you've got way more time to stop that way. You could be over a rise of a hill and what's on the other side, you know? So you're steady doing 65. They could be stopped on the other side and not even using the four ways to let you know. So you got to run a CB radio, period. Run one, get one, and squelch it back, you know, so you don't have to hear all the static. You just turn the squelch back. Turn it up until you hear it, and then you turn it back a little bit. I'll show a video on how to hook one up. I'm trying to get everything out of my head and out there on video. I got this out here. It might be sideways, but it's out here. So I guess I made the point, you know, and was able to teach it. So I'll drop this like a video. People will be able to share it, and I'll have more stuff coming. Oh, you probably are the only person in here. Now here's the thing, I'll tell you honestly, it shows 3 right now in the room. I got 4 thumbs up, but it shows 3. And sometimes it's 15 or 30. Because as soon as it goes public, even if I went private with it, it'll show 40 views. It's weird. That little palm thing lies. But I'm cool with that. And some people's just a strong silent type. They ain't gonna raise their hand. And that's cool too. Hey, glad they stopped by to my little piece of the world and saw what I'm trying to do. Or they were just nosy. Or maybe they're my haters and they've been drinking their haterade. Because, you know, you can mix that stuff with some water and some sugar, haterade. And then they have energy to keep hating. Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate. See, now it's showing 4. Okay, Tucson 2. I got you, MD. And I appreciate everybody. Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, Arizona, where they know how to spell Phoenix. It's P-H-O-E-N-I-X. In Alabama, they spell a little different. I'd like to hear other trucker stories. Damn, bro, we have... Yeah, tell the stories. Hey, blow up the feed, man. Start telling stuff. I can think of a story. Let's see. Scranton to Petro. I got you, Raymond Gibbs. Well, hey, let's see. Scranton, PA. I want to say that's on top of the mountain, and that place is nasty. And they got a big wall, if I remember right. And they curved wall. Don't park here, all over the wall, if I'm not mistaken, on that Scranton. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking it's up 81, something like that. I'll tell you what you're close to, though. When you come back down 81, you can wash your own truck. I'm going to put up places that you can go. It's Virginia. I want to say it's either West Virginia or Virginia, or I'll have to look. There's a Pilot, and then across from it's another place. It shows up as a truck wash, but it's a self truck wash, and it's like $1.50 to wash. That's a good place. I'm gonna put up all the ones like that. There's another one east of Joplin, Missouri, you know, probably 30 minutes or so. It's a TA, and I'd have to look that one up. And then there's one north of Joplin, Missouri, on that little highway that goes up through there. I want to say that one's exit 77 or something. So there's self truck washes, you know, that you can wash your own truck and pull the whole 18-wheeler through. And some of them you can just bobtail into in Oklahoma, but most of the ones up there you can pull the whole thing. Prime Country in Missouri. Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. But I'm gonna do a whole video on locations on that, and then people can chime in and type in, and I'll try to give latitude and longitude and everything. Right now I'm just dealing with this mount I got and dealing with what I can do. But I try to bring the info to you. Oh my gosh, this guy's truck is smoking like a freight train next to me. He's got one of them APU units next. You wouldn't believe this. You wouldn't believe this if I showed you. It looks like, man, these APU units are crazy with their exhaust. This one just kind of cut on, and see, that's why I pulled way up past him. It's like a cloud. And just Google it. Yeah. I don't even know if it shows up Google. I was talking about inventing my own app. I didn't learn how to build an app. I can build an app. I can build a cheesy one that's just a direct thing to my YouTube channel, but I'm wanting to build one kind of like Trucker Path, only one that has the latest bridge closings, accidents, or news that is like if there's a sniper or some shit like that going on that affects truck drivers. This APU needs oil change. Maybe. Because it's either APU, and I'm looking back there, I think it's APU, or it's one of them diesel fuel burning ones. And they have to be serviced every so often. And there's a reset button on those. I got one. I don't even use it. I need to. I need to start using it. I'm not idling right now just because it rattles in my truck a little bit that I don't want it to be extra noise. And I was trying to talk, and so I'm having a barbecue sandwich. So I'll sit back, but yeah, y'all, if you have stories, man, tell stories, type them up. Well, I'll try to think of a good trucker story. Okay, there was a bunch of bed buggers in California. I'm sorry, not California. I ain't been to California. Colorado. Okay, let's see. Are you need an automatic? No, a stick shift. There was a bunch of bed buggers in Colorado, and I drove to the parking spot, you know, kind of catty corner from them. No, I'm not an automatic. I'm in a stick. I drove to the parking spot, catty corner, across from these bed buggers, and they had their trucks turned all sideways, but the doors were open, and doors were open on the back. And bed buggers are movers. Allied van or something like that. I ain't gonna say their name if it was Allied, but the point is, they was a bunch of them. There was music and all kinds of stuff going on. I'm like, what are they doing? They had rearranged the furniture that they were moving because they were stuck there and couldn't deliver it till a different day. No, they weren't folding pads, brother. They were folding dollars. They were back there partying, throwing bones. I mean, look, this was, and barbecue, yes, barbecue. And look, it was on. And when you went around the corner, I went around the corner and looked at the back of the van, the trailer, the tractor trailer. They had set up all the furniture as if it was a living room. They had the couch, they had even put the lamps up on the end tables and plugged them into inverters. I'm like, what are they doing? They setting up, they were chilling, and they had the TV on, and one guy was on top of the trailer hooking up the satellite. I'm like, no, they have a satellite that was made for their truck, and they were hooking it up to the TV that they were moving for the people. There was a big old huge TV. I'd never seen a TV this big, man. This thing was huge. It was a base model that sat on the floor. It's before thin hang on the wall types, but it was big. It was like wider than the front of an 18-wheeler tractor, and it was about that tall too. Anyway, if I was guessing, 6 foot long by 5 foot tall. And then the guys getting signal and stuff, and they're checking it and trying to figure out which remote works. I'm like, y'all are for real, right? Y'all are doing this for real? It was hilarious. Let's see, I was a bed burger for 6 years. That's how we roll, my bro. Yeah, well, then they wasn't doing nothing new, but it was new to me. And I looked and I was like, I'm just not believing what I'm seeing. And there was people walking in and out and going back into the store and getting drinks. They had a cooler and all that. Great money during that time. Yeah, it was about, man, when was that? Let's see. It was at least 15 years ago, at least. You had to watch it up there at that time though, because up there in Denver, it was Commerce City. It was the TA in Commerce City, Colorado. There was holes in the fences, and people was coming in off the street and stuff through the holes in the fences. They've done fixed that mess now. They done run a bunch of that mess away. But yeah, I still don't stop at the pilot. There's a pilot in West Memphis, or you call it Memphis. Let's see, where is that? If you call it Memphis, Tennessee, let's see, damn, bro. I'm trying to think of where that's at, but I still don't stop there at that pilot. There's 2 of them, and it's on, I want to say it's Highway 78 coming off of the loop that's Memphis, Tennessee. I think they called it, I don't know if you can call it West Memphis or not, but it's not where the Petro and all that is. It's just a couple of pilots on Highway 78. That's still dicey, but they have rebuilt one, and the other one they changed the name, and I think they've got some security there. But I've seen people come in there and, you know, in SUVs and have dealings with other people in cars and stuff, and it's like they're not truck drivers, and they're coming up on the fuel aisle. So, you know, you gotta watch where you stop. You know, you gotta be safe. You don't want to be in the middle of some drug deal and people shooting each other and stuff like that, you know. So that's why I kind of avoid that when I avoid the Commerce City TA if I was up that way. Let's see what we got here. Those guys are making $250,000 more a year. Probably. Let's see. I need to scroll back through the comments here too and read what I should have been reading. In case I missed something here. You guys had me about laughing, man, earlier. It was too much. I was trying to look away from the screen so I even talk about what I was going to talk about. And I appreciate everybody coming in here too. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, worth being in here, you know. And I know that no one knew the exact measurement of the truck, and you should actually measure your truck, but you're pretty well 13.2 to 13.4, probably 13.2, unless you got those higher 24.5 tires, you know. Let's see. I'm still coming at you sideways. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Just scrolling down now. Yeah. And I'm seeing you talking about stories. Yeah, we all got stories, man. We done seen about everything being out here. I've seen, oh man, dogs chasing people across the parking lots. I've seen, yeah. Yeah, so they've cleaned a lot of that up. I mean, I'm thankful for it, because it's like, you know, the more look, that was, oh, there you go. That was a guy who shines chrome and stuff, right? And he was telling me how he just had to pull the wires out of his jaw, and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, he says, I was polishing a guy's rims back at the back of a trailer, and he's homeless, and he's just doing that. And he said that this guy come up and said, you took my cell phone, and started cussing at him. He's like, I haven't seen your cell phone, I don't know what you're talking about. And the guy just hit him with a piece of pipe or something, broke his jaw, put him in the hospital. He's already homeless, and he had to go do that. And then he said, I couldn't afford to go back to the hospital to have it taken out, and it was bothering me, so I had to pull the wire out of my jaw. See, that kind of stuff, man. There's some crazy stories out there. The guy's doing okay now. I gave him some t-shirts and a backpack at the time, and I was doing backpacks for the homeless. I had given him some soap and that kind of stuff, and helped him out some canned goods and stuff. You know, it's a rough world we live in, and yeah, there's some crazy stories that I've heard. There's a place in Texas that they used to call Cut and Shoot Texas, because they said you had to cut your way in and shoot your way out. So, and I don't know if that comes directly from when they were gold mining and people was wanting to rob you when you got your gold and you was ready to go home, and they heard about you leaving and they wanted to catch you at the pass or what. But I think it's continued to today. There was a guy just the other day. He's a fracking guy. I watched one of his videos on YouTube, and he was thinking somebody stole. He said, I had a half a tank. He says they stole my fuel. You know, it's rough. I gotta watch for dualies all the time. I'm paranoid about dualies, because they can zip in and try to steal your fuel and leave, and they'll do that. Those little hot shots. You know, most of the owner operators, I've seen them at the fuel pumps trying to make deals for fuel. Company does them wrong, they're like, okay, and then the company guys over there, hey, you want to buy some cheap diesel? And somebody take them up on it. They'll meet at the fuel pump and take it. That happens. That still happens. These companies ripping off drivers and getting them so broke. You know, have your piss ready. Yeah, yeah, that's how it is. They got. Man, like, if you talking trucking stories, man, like I said, I could go all night with that, but I can't do all that. I'm gonna have to get off this live stream pretty soon here, and I'm gonna make some phone calls and stuff and get the hotline going. So, like Minnie Pearl said, that's what happens is you read in the paper, you know, when the ones that got caught had another Poppy and Daddy, and ring queer. I don't think that's always a I'm sorry to hear it, man. Oh man, we're not gonna start calling you Poppy. That's funny. We won't nickname you or nothing. We won't stick that on you. But yeah, I've seen it all, man. I've seen, man. Where do you start? Do you start 20 years ago? You know, do you start when you, you know, hey, you know, I hear you. You know, the other day at the Petro in Atlanta, dude comes up with a armful. When I say an armful, I've seen Doberman retrievers go after tennis balls and have like 20 of them in their mouth. That's how this looked. It's like, how's he even carrying this many quarts, little quarts, or pints, whatever they were, quarts, I think, half gallons, whatever they were, I think it's quarts of ice cream, just ice cream, and it must have been cold. Yeah, that's where it was. And he's like, he walks up with all this ice cream. He's like, hey man, you want some ice cream? I'm like, what? He's like, I got all this ice cream. Can I set it down? He set it down, you know. We're looking through it. He's like, I got a whole 18-wheeler load of this stuff, and they told me I got to get rid of it because it was rejected because the reefer now is broke. He's like, and they're going to fix the reefer, but I got to destroy all this or put it in a dumpster. They said, do what you want with it. So it's good stuff, man. He's like, okay. So a whole truck stop got ice cream. You know, stuff like that. You know, it happens every day. I don't know what to say. When I was doing FEMA work, you know, for the government, there was a guy that had a reefer, and he was one of the guys hauling ice, and he had a chicken door on the back. And we're back there, and it's kind of hot, and we're grilling out by the tail lights. And yeah, they already filed the claim report. Yeah. And so I called him Tupac's brother. This guy looked just like Tupac, I swear to God. And if I ever see that guy again, man, we did a little video on it and stuff, and he sent it from his phone to mine. It got lost in the ether. It only held up there so many days. But me and Tupac's brother, he's from New York. Tupac's brother and a little bitty dude who was from Vietnam, and a couple of big burly guys that were from the South, from Texas, with big old cowboy hats, and a friend of mine, Dave, and we're all back there behind the trailer. The one with the reefer unit had a square vent off the back, the chicken door, but I mean, he had a square vent that was like for ducting for air conditioning for houses. And he run this pipe down, this flex pipe down on the ground and over across under us. And the cold air from that blew up. So we had air conditioning outside under that tent. And the tent, all 4 trailers were backed up to each other. The tent was magnet stuck to the backs of the trailers overhead. And we were grilling by taillight. The trailers were backed up to each other, but they were about 12 foot apart. And that's how long the tent was that we put up. Tarps, paracord, and magnets. And hooks, carabiners. And so we're back there grilling out, and the little Vietnamese guy comes up, and the one guy he didn't know what he was doing on his grill. He had chicken legs. I'm gonna turn this radio down so I can tell us. He had chicken legs, okay? Just like a chicken leg, a bunch of them. And he was trying to barbecue them. The Vietnamese guy walks over to him and says, you know, like, he spoke no English, not one flipping word. Little bitty short dude, about like, you know, 4.5, 5 foot tall. He come over there wearing his flip-flops and shorts and no shirt. He just, you know, he's another driver. He's like trying to tell him with hand motions, I want to teach you something. We're all like, hey, let the dude do something. He's gonna do something, right? This guy's gonna do something. So little Vietnamese dude takes the chicken leg and took his pocket knife and cut down the bone and cut a straight line straight down the bone, so that cut it off the bone right there. Then he went under it with the knife and cut it away from the bone on the other side, and he flipped it up and made the shape of a L out of the chicken. And he put that L-shaped chicken, bone sticking up, chicken sticking the L part, that makes an L. He put them all the way around the grill, one side down. And then when it was done on that side, he flipped them and had the leg sticking down over the edge of the grill and the chicken sitting up on that grill rack all the way around, still shaped like an L, and cooked the other side. So he was trying to teach the guy that the only way you can fully cook through chicken, if you're cooking chicken legs and trying to barbecue them, is to cut them like that. You cut a line down the bone, and then you cut the back side of it on the other side of the bone, and you pull the chicken away and flip it up and shape it like an L. And it stands there, and then it's almost like you're holding like a lollipop or something. You can hold the bone and you can eat the chicken. It was the best chicken. So let's see, I had a set of boot cables, and when my reefer unit is running, I would hook the cables to my tractor batteries to keep my batteries charged. Trust me, it works. Yeah, well, what we did when we were doing that FEMA work, on my passenger side, I took one of those idle air templates, and I cut the center of it. Instead of it being a circle hole, I took a jigsaw to it. And I went and got the cheapest, smallest Home Depot air conditioning unit, cut a long square rectangle hole out exactly to fit that one, shoved it in there, and then run a drop cable back behind to my back porch behind the truck. And I had a generator, a Coleman. It wasn't as good as the Honda one a friend of mine had that was real quiet, but this one's a little bit louder. But a Coleman, I want to say it was a 2800 or 3200 or 3500. I know it wasn't more than 3500. And set it back there, and it took 1.7 gallons of gas or something like that for around about 8 hours. And I had air conditioning for real. I mean, it was cold in that truck. You had to keep it, once you really got it cold, even in hot Texas, you had to turn it like on half. But we're talking in the daytime, and it made the money that I spent on it. It saved me a lot of money in fuel, sitting there idling, to have that template in the passenger side window. It's an idle air template. It's plastic, it's black. You stick it in there and you roll the window up. Now, a lot of the idle air places are closed up. So them things hanging down from the poles used to stick in to the circle hole, and you open up the thing and you could pay extra for the phone and cable, or you could just get the air conditioning. Most people just got the air conditioning. And then you had the little cards and say how much you spent on it, and you could write that off. Yeah, that was my little trick for having a air conditioner in the truck. When did they ever bring back the idle air? I'll tell you, there's some places that still have idle air. And one is the, let's see. They have a few spots that are still idle air. That one is the Pilot in Dalton, Georgia. There's one there. There's a few, I think, that are still in Texas. You know, it was a good idea, but it was losing money like crazy, and the government was heavily subsidizing it, and it never was turning a profit. They just never turned a profit with it. And there's companies who bought into it and even have it on their property, and you can see them from the interstate, big companies, and they hadn't been able to do nothing with it. I think that, you know, when those units break, they got nobody to repair them now. So they went out of business. Yeah, well, no, I'm telling you, there's some that are still open. You'll still see the little shack that says idle air and lit up with LEDs, and it says don't park here and nose only and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of the things where if they run out of parking, they'll let you park there and idle anyways, because they know it's, you know, is what it is. No, now they're trying to charge for all the parking spots. They've lost their minds with that. Used to be 4 or 5 extra spots that was charged. Now they won't charge for the whole lot. So that's why everybody's going to mom and pops. That's why it's where I'm at now, is a mom and pop. That's why everybody's going to side of the road, or I don't know, a cul-de-sac, somebody's front yard, whatever kind. I've seen flatbedders do it with some shingles. They can park anywhere. They're just like, oh, this guy's needing a roof, right? So, hey, so you know, they've driven us out of the truck stops. You know, they've made it rough. Yeah. But listen, I gotta get off this live feed. I've got to make some phone calls, okay? And it's been fun. And I want y'all to pump 22 gallons. But I pump 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah, they're getting you for parking. I've got to make some phone calls. I gotta get off this live feed. And y'all stay safe, but I just want to put that out there to bridge. When I have more time on another night, I'll get more stuff going. And hey, here's the thing. Look, check this out. Who wants to go live right now? Do any of y'all want to go live and continue this, so I'm not like breaking up a party? You know what I'm saying? A new subscriber here, Elijah. I appreciate that. Raymond Gibbs, you got a channel, right? You're a trucker. Why don't you go live now and everybody go to your channel if you're up for that? Okay? Let's see. Is everybody cool with that? Raymond? Okay, it's just a red button on your phone when you go to YouTube. There's a little red button that will look like a camera. You hit that, you hit go live, then you take a picture of what you want to go live for, and then the top right hand corner you can change the view of the camera and make it go forward. I'll start it. Okay. All right, but you can do it, right? You'll get there. I want to make sure you can at least start it, and you don't have to. You'll hit go live, but then before it's done, it'll have you another thing to say go live now. So if you can get it started, and they'll be watching for your channel to go live. Okay, well there you go. Everybody go to Raymond Gibbs' channel, and he's gonna go live, and he'll be next, because I don't want to tear up a party that y'all done started on my feed here, or you know, tell y'all it's time to go to bed. Hey, look, ain't nobody gonna throw you out or kick you out. You know, here we'll throw a blanket on you. You can just go to sleep. But yeah, go to his channel. Okay. All right, y'all, take it easy. I'm gonna get off this thing, and we'll holler at y'all later. Y'all stay safe. Okay. And I appreciate everybody showing up, and you're not 13-6, you've been demoted. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.